Abushafo, welcome to Bengali TV once again. Black Stars of Ghana is the reason why today again we are here. After the game with Nicaragua, Ghana winning 1-0. A game about just a month plus, obviously, to World Cup so in Qatar in November and December of this year. And we had a game of Black Stars and Nicaragua boy, and we need to discuss. We need to talk about the Black Stars, our team, and whether the Black Stars are ready for the World Cup really or not. After game, a number of points clearly have been picked up, and just so myself and yourself, with your comments and all of that, can talk about the Black Stars. And I mean, we said after two games, of the Black Stars against Brazil, I lose 3-0. And then Nicaragua and Michelle 1-0. No. Question is the Black Stars ready for the World Cup? You can't ready, as in go to the World Cup and make us proud. When Ghana's record at the World Cup, our first time in 26, at least we got out of the group stage. Brazil and the semi-final, I mean, the round of 16 state, almost share a year free. 4 years on, 2010 in South Africa. So we're just a kick away from semi-final spot until Jan MSC penalty for Ghana against Uruguay. 2014, we all know the story of Brazil World Cup for Ghana. All the issues, Sika Semne and Sempi, Nama and Sempi, Ankui, Amatim Ghana at that World Cup in Brazil. 2018 in Russia, we missed out, but we've qualified for Qatar this year. But Ukraine, 2 games are ball this month, last Friday, against Brazil, and then against Nicaragua, game Ghana winning 1-0. Clearly, a number of points have come up. Some of the points some of us have picked up. Now, you're convincing whether indeed Ghana team are ready to go make us proud at this World Cup. And now, say, yɛnya adwene mfiri Ghana ɛkɔ World Cup no akɔ bibi a ɛsombo ana ɛsonko bia sa ɛwɔ World Cup wei mu. So subscribe here, please do. Click on the button below, subscription button below, subscribe to the channel, and also on the bell. Bell now click here. Anytime we post something here, you get to see it. This is Bengali TV here on YouTube. Point number 1. Black Stars, 2 games against Brazil and then Nicaragua. The first point, I think that Ghana is simply not ready for the World Cup. It is the honest truth. 2 games I boy and I bo against Brazil. On Friday, I lose 3-0. And against Nicaragua, I winning 1-0. Kajise Fatasha Haku goal or share. Bibia from coaching to the players and how they are even playing on the field of play, any commitment levels and all of that, actually clearly say Ghana force should forget about especially a very good World Cup from our team this year. ANC. Ubeka say football. Ubeka say too early to conclude. And I can grant that. But the signs are not looking good at all for our Black Stars team. Science no aye huno enye. 1, coaching. I think that Otto Addo, Chris Houghton, George Boateng, Masoud Dramani, my good friend. Clearly, we are not seeing enough from them. Maybe they are hiding their full potential and have not brought those those potentials in these 2 friendly games we've watched. Sadia, I can understand. Yes, Sadia. I'm really beginning to ask myself what the impact or the input of the coaches are on our team in the build-up to the World Cup. And don't forget, this World Cup is different, a unique, in the sense that it's a World Cup I affix in the course of a football season. All previous World Cups are held in the summer, when the leagues are over. So teams and national teams are able to call their players a bit early, camp them, play some friendly games ahead of the commencement of a World Cup. But wait there, in the middle of the season, it depends on you will not get your players for that long before the World Cup. Because how many teams see a kind in the league and the other Champions League and all those, they are involved. So when you approach why just about 2 weeks. And also, no, you can't play a lot of friendly games before the World Cup starts in November. So, to have friendly games are a better home Ghana, Brazil, Nicaragua was a prime time or chance, opportunity for our coaches to show the team, show Ghanaians what they have in store for Ghana at the World Cup. And if the Esheye is what the coaches are going to show or exhibit against Portugal, against Korea, and against Uruguay, then you and myself, we should forget it. Because it is bad. Yesterday, a colleague of mine was telling me Ghana is behaving as though we are currently in the month of October in 2021, last year. With how I approach 2 games now, after our coaches, Otto Addo and Penny for try new players. I mean, how? Around this time, and watch all the other nations that are serious, in quotes, ahead of the World Cup. Watch their selection in the friendly games and I say your nations are on. Consistency kakra wom because coaches na any fair idea of players are almost regular, first 11. So they are trying tactics, trying systems, and so they play those key players in all those games. And then Brazil ball Friday. Brazil, Croatia, and Tunisia, science here kind. Look at lineup of Brazil, coach Notite, AUSU against Ghana, SNUSU against Tunisia. Did he make that many changes? Ask yourself, those of you who watched the Tunisia-Brazil game, there was still Neymar Jr. The key players were involved. Thiago, Richarlison, all of them were involved. Casemiro was involved. They played. The only key player from Brazil who was given a rest yesterday, clearly, was the man from Madrid, Vini Jr., on the second half. Aside him, all the big boys, Richarlison was in there. They had the Barca player also in there. The Barca winger, Neymar Jr. was involved. Thiago Silva was involved. Marquinhos was involved. Alisson was in goal. Consistency to tell you that the coaches know their regular players now. They are rehearsing their plan, tactics, and everything ahead of the World Cup. To any Ghana boy, or Tunisia and so on, because they have Cameroon in their group, African opposition. And they use their regulars because the Honor War has it pattern, system, where we use tactics and everything. Because we are a month away barely to the World Cup. But here Ghana situation, in our game against Brazil, the line of a coach Yusu here, compare that to Endra against Nicaragua, totally different. Different squad. Why? Coaching them their own way. They don't. You have a man to the World Cup. I feel that Otto Addo and then penny for try players. Come on. Seriously? So point number 1, I think that seriously, our coaches are not ready for the World Cup. They are not. If they were, they can course against Brazil and against Nicaragua. The player selection. They don't know what they are doing. They don't have the squad yet. Endra, for instance, look at how the team was playing. You are playing against Nicaragua, for crying out loud. Even though we say there are no minnows in football, but please, there are minnows in football. Still, there are some teams that are still seen as minnows in football. When you get them, you deal with them ruthlessly. Look at how Brazil have dealt with Ghana and also against Tunisia. 5-1 against Tunisia. You laid the mark. Build some confidence for your players with some impressive results ahead of the World Cup. Ghana had a chance against Nicaragua yesterday to redeem ourselves and build some confidence for the players ahead of the World Cup after having lost to Brazil on Friday. What did we do? Who decided to go and change the squad and try out new players? I haven't experimented with players. Coach, really? And look at us. Nicaragua see a can against Ghana. Nicaragua control pass around as though there are some Uruguay or some Mexico B or some. I mean, that's Nicaragua for crying out loud. You must win these games to build some confidence. Nanka game, nanka you share hat-trick, bam. You win by some 5-0. Then some confidence is back around the team ahead of a World Cup. But after these 2 games, listen around. Go to social media, Twitter and Facebook, and watch and read Ghanaians' reactions, comments. People are not happy because clearly we have not been convinced by what we saw from the team against Brazil and even Nicaragua. Please, Otto Addo your charges. It is not good enough. Now, what were we expecting? You go and pick a part-time coach. Who does that? A national team, Black Stars, and your coach is working on a part-time basis. As though we don't know what we are about. Until we are forced to hire a coach who will work on a part-time basis. Otto is still working for Dortmund. On Sinakurum have to even do any of his work. He's working at Dortmund. The time when Onya to again work for the Black Stars. They have got all the big names behind him. Chris Hutton, over the years, experienced manager from England. George Boateng, experienced footballer. Masoud Dramani, one of the best we can talk about on the local front in Ghana as far as coaching is concerned. Dramani. These guys are behind him. And this is what we are seeing from all these great men. Really? We have seen better. We admit our team is not like we had years gone by. The Asians, the Suleiman Taris, the Sam Wejans, the John Mensens, the Stephen Appiers. Yes, we admit it is not the same. But not against Nicaragua. Please, we could have done much better against Nicaragua and even against Brazil. The defending was shambolic. It was terrible. You are going to a World Cup and this is how you defend. Crossbar. We don't know who is doing what in the box when we're defending as a team. Look at how Brazil dealt with us with the free kicks and corner kicks. Any ball that is put into the box, look at how we struggled to defend those aerial situations. They are going to World Cup to play against Portugal, to play against Uruguay, and to play against South Korea in a group. And here politicians talk about Ghana is going to win the World Cup in Qatar. Hey, agro model. Agro model. Say Ghana team way, Ghana team fun way. Excuse me, though, I'm a proud Ghanaian and I love the Black Stars. But this team is indeed poor. You can pick up a microphone and say that this team will go and win the World Cup in Qatar. Hey, if you are okay, maybe I can excuse you. But I think that clearly our coaches are letting us down. It's as simple as that. Point number 2. The coaches must be bold. Be bold and decide who is good enough for our team. There are some players in this Black Stars team who should not be starting in matches for Ghana. That one is clear and obvious. Some have gone past their prime. Some are not in good shape and form. Be bold as a coach. Be bold and decide who plays in the first 11. Be based on whatever reasons there are you have, but be bold and ensure the players you are picking are going to deliver for Ghana at the World Cup. No matter Amakwe. You can't be making room for Andre, the captain, because he's a captain for the team. And so if he is now not strong enough to play in attack, you are forced to now create a role for him in midfield. What is that? And against Brazil, it was terrible. You can't do that against Portugal, against Uruguay, and against South Korea. It will backfire. Otto Addo, if you feel Andre Ayew, the captain for the side, is not strong enough to be in attacking areas, drop him to the bench. If you feel you have other options or other players in the team now who can do better in the role he used to play for Ghana, drop Andre Ayew to the bench. Allow those midfielders to play in there for Ghana and deliver for Ghana. They cannot play midfield. Don't experiment with our team at the World Cup, please. Otto Addo. It will not work. Baba Idrisu has been part of the Black Stars team for all this while. But he's almost always not looking convincing for us. Why? Don't you have other options? Don't you have other Ghanaian players who are playing in Europe or even in Ghana who can play the DM role for us and do it very well for us? We haven't tried any of them, have we? We only limit ourselves to a few players. Even when they're not delivering, we are still with them. We stick with them. And will not give others the opportunity to come and try and prove what they can do for Ghana as well. Look at Kofi Chair yesterday. Tell me this. Why should Kofi Chair sit on a bench all the time? Why? Why must Kofi Chair sit on the bench for others to play? When he comes on, he shows clearly that he is the player who is good enough and should be playing regular. Should be in the first 11. Because of our own interest and because we are not bold, we can't drop some players onto the bench, and so Kofi Chair must sit on the bench instead. The World Cup is huge, and we cannot afford to go to the World Cup and fail woefully. We know our team is not that awesome as it used to be. We know that. We know it's the same Black Stars could not even progress against the likes of Gabon and all those teams like AFCON. We know that. But once you qualify for the World Cup, especially over Nigeria, who have a great team, you must go to the World Cup and at least put in a show. Let's see some proper show from the Black Stars at the World Cup. But we can't do that with this shambolic display. We can't. And our World Cup. If this is how we're going to play at the World Cup, then we are as good as not even going. We are as good as not even going. So Otto Addo, the coach for the Black Stars team, the part-time now. People must be bold and tell him, sit up, because Nkoye. It is obvious that Nkoye. Be bold as a coach. Decide who starts in your team and decide ASAP and do it. If the old boys are not helping you, bench them. Try others. The second way we can catch it, I feel like I'll try players. The second way actually the qualifying games you're playing for the AFCON, you should have used them to experiment and try your system and players. And then turn up in the game against Brazil and Nicaragua yesterday, but you messed up. You messed up. But hey, it's our team. Some players in this team don't have to start in matches for Ghana. Omasa, it's obvious. Omasa, it's obvious. But coach, you're bold. When you're bold. Hey, Fatah Chaku scored yesterday for Ghana, but Fatah Chaku clearly is not ready for the Black Stars. Young boy is a budding talent or honor, but he needs to learn a lot still. He is not ready for the top level football currently. So why is he always in the Black Stars team? Even though Sporting Lisbon on Bobby. The others who are playing active by him because of our interest. Interesting, the only Black Stars are Nkoye Mao. So please, let's set up as a national team and do better. We have barely 1 month to the World Cup. Otto Addo, Chris Hughton, Dramani, George Boateng. If this is our approach to the Mundial, then it won't go well for us at the World Cup. But if you will sit back and look back at this team and realize that there's a lot of work to be done. Number your work, then there will be some hope. This idea, this team is so hopeless, so clueless, classless, pedigree-less, and it will be awful for us at the World Cup if we don't improve, because it is that bad. The Black Stars team against Brazil and Nicaragua was that awful, was that classless, was that pedigree-less, that we cannot approach or go to the World Cup with the same approach and style, because it will be terrible for us at that World Cup. Let's amend things ASAP and get things to improve for our Black Stars team before the World Cup starts in November in Qatar. This is my piece. Have a good day.